Question number 13. Amphibians of the plant kingdom do not show following character. Options: 1. Lack true root, stem or leaves. Main plant body is diploid. 3. Rhizoids. 4. Zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. So here in the question it is given as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Bryophytes are considered as amphibians of plant kingdom. Amphibians of plant kingdoms are nothing but bryophytes. So if you see the characters, in bryophytes the dominant stage is gametophytic generation, and it does not have vascular tissue in it. So we can say that it lacks true root, true stem and true leaves. So that is correct. And second one, main plant body is diploid. Here the dominant phase of bryophytes is gametophytic generation, which is haploid in condition. So that is okay. Third one, rhizoids. So the gametophytic generation contains root-like, stem-like and leaf-like structures. The root-like structures are called as rhizoids. Okay. Then fourth one, zygote do not undergo reduction division immediately. In bryophytes, the zygote will undergo mitosis and produces embryo. So difference is zygote is unicellular and diploid in its condition, whereas it undergoes mitosis to produce a multicellular diploid structure called as embryo. So that means zygote does not undergo reduction division immediately. So out of the 4 given options, main plant body is diploid is a wrong option to be considered. Question number 13, correct answer is 2. Question number 14, number of stages in the life cycle of mosses. Options: 1, second option 2, third option 3, fourth option 4. Mosses are a group of bryophyta plants. Here they have 2 generations. One is gametophyte generation and sporophyte generation. Gametophyte is haploid, whereas sporophyte is diploid in its condition. This gametophyte will have 2 plant bodies. One is the juvenile stage is present and the adult stage. This juvenile stage is called as protonema, whereas the adult stage is called as leafy gametophore. And of course, sporophyte is very much there. So the plant bodies are 3: juvenile stage, adult stage and sporophytic plant body. But when it is coming to number of stages, it is only gametophytic stage and the sporophytic stage. So question number 14, the correct answer is 2. Question number 15, the development of sporangia in pteridophytes. Options: 1, leptosporangiate only. 2, eusporangiate only. 3, leptosporangiate or eusporangiate. 4, neither leptosporangiate nor eusporangiate. Okay. In pteridophytes, the sporangia are the structures which produce spores. So already we discussed that it may be of homosporous condition or heterosporous condition. Then the type of development is of 2 types here. One is called as a eusporangiate type of development and other is called as leptosporangiate type of development. In the eusporangiate type of development, the sporangium will develop from a group of cells. Give rise to sporangium. A group of cells give rise to sporangium. Whereas in leptosporangiate type, single superficial cell give rise to sporangium. Both the characters are present in pteridophytes. That means some of the pteridophytes will exhibit eusporangiate type of development of sporangia and some of them will exhibit leptosporangiate type of development of sporangia. So the correct answer is option number 3. Question number 15, correct answer is 3. Question number 16. The character not associated with the nitrogen fixing organisms living in coralloid roots of cycas. Options. 1. Heterocysts. 2. Acinids. 3. Eukaryotic cells. 4. Harmogonia. Okay, here in the question they are talking about the coralloid roots in cycas. Coralloid roots are a symbiotic type of roots. Symbiotic type of roots where the blue-green algal group, that is Anabina and nostoc, are associated with the roots of a cycas plant. We call such roots as coralloid roots or corallorhiza, and here the blue-green alga, that is Anabina and nostoc, they perform nitrogen fixation and provide the nitrogen to the cycas plant, whereas cycas plant will provide nutrition to nostoc and Anabina. So this type of mutual beneficial association is present between the nostoc and Anabina with that of cycas plant. Now let's come to the characters of Anabina and nostoc. So both of them are blue-green algae, and these are the plants which contain heterocyst in their organization. That is, heterocysts are the specialized cells which are concerned with performing nitrogen fixation. That is, heterocysts are present. Third one, here when they are under unfavorable conditions, the cells will form an specialized thick layer around them, and they are called as acinids. Whenever the favorable conditions are retained, these acinids will germinate and give rise to the new plant. So acinids are also being seen in them. Fourth one, eukaryotic cells. Here blue-green algae are prokaryotic in their nature, but here in the option it is given as eukaryotic, so that option is wrong. So that should be prokaryotic. Harmogonia. Harmogonia are the group of cells which are separated from the parent, and they retain under unfavorable conditions, and whenever the favorable conditions are regained, those harmogonia and germinate and give rise to the new plant. So harmogonia are also present in them. So in the given options, eukaryotic cell does not match to the characters of the nitrogen fixing organisms present in corollary root of cycas. Question number 16, correct answer is 3. Question number 17, identify the following which are related to embryophytic archegoniate phanerograms, embryophytic non-archegoniate phanerograms, first terrestrial plants possessing vascular tissue, and archegoniate atracheophytic cryptograms respectively. Options. 1. Dicotyledons, chitinous cell wall, gemma cups, palmella stage. 2. Protostelic condition, tendrilar plants, ferns, absence of embryo. 3. Living fossil, triple fission, sessile sex organs, lack of true roots, stem and leaves. 4. Triploid endosperm, absence of fruits, jacketed sex organs, water needed for fertilization. Okay. In the question, they had given the characters of the plants. The first character is embryophytic archegoniate phanerograms. Embryophytic means embryo is produced in the life cycle. Archegoniate means the female sex organ called as archegonia is present. Phanerograms means flowering plants. So these three characters are related to gymnosperms. Next, embryophytic non-archegoniate phanerograms. Non-archegoniate phanerograms or non-archegoniate flowering plants are angiosperms. Next, first terrestrial plants possessing vascular tissue. First terrestrial plants possessing vascular tissue are pteridophytes. Fourth one, archegoniate atracheophytic cryptograms. Atracheophytic cryptograms means the non-flowering plants which contain archegonia in their life cycle. Those are bryophytes. So in the given question, the first one should belong to gymnosperms, the second one should belong to angiosperms, third one pteridophytes and bryophytes. So if you see the option number 3, they had given living fossil. Living fossils are present in gymnosperms. Next one, triple fission. Here in angiosperms, double fertilization will take place, in which the first fertilization, that is taking place between male gamete and female gamete, that is called as syngamy, and the second fertilization is taking place between second male gamete and the diploid secondary nucleus, which results in primary endosperm cell. Here 3 genomes are fused, so we call this second fertilization as triple fission. Syngamy and triple fission combinedly called as double fertilization, which is a unique feature present in angiosperms. So triple fission is present in angiosperms. Next, pteridophytes have sex organs. Those are male sex organs called as antheridia and female sex organ is called as archegonia. These sex organs are multicellular. They contain a sterile zacket around them, but they does not have stalk. So we call them as sessile sex organs. Next, bryophytes. So here bryophytes have 2 generations, already we had discussed. So that is gametophytic generation and the sporophytic generation. The dominant stage is gametophytic generation, in which the true structures called as a true root, true stem and true leaves are absent. Absence of true root, stem and leaves. So out of the given options, gymnosperms, living fossil, angiosperms, triple fission, pteridophytes, presence of sessile sex organs, bryophytes, absence of true root, true stem and true leaves. So question number 17, the correct answer is 3. Question number 18, identify the characters related to 2 plants A and B respectively. Options: 1. Gemma cups, pseudo-elaters. 2. Elaters, peristomial teeth. 3. Paraphysis, sporophyte with foot, intercalary meristematic zone and capsule. 4. Horn-like sporophyte, gemma formation. So here 2 diagrams have been given. The first diagram, that is A, is a Markantia plant, whereas B is a Funaria plant. Markantia belongs to liverwort, whereas Funaria belongs to mosses of bryophytes. Markantia contains gemma cups. Markantia contains gemma cups in them, whereas the spores are also been liberated with the help of specialized structures called as elaters, and these are the 2 characters which are related to Markantia. Whereas if we are coming to Funaria, so in the first option it is given as gemma cups and pseudo-elaters. Actually Funaria does not have pseudo-elaters. Pseudo-elaters are present in hornworts like Anthoceros. So the first option is not related to the Funaria plant. Second one, elaters and peristomial teeth. In Funaria, inside the sporophytic plant, the spores are liberated with the help of specialized teeth-like structures called as peristomial teeth. That means peristomium is present. This peristomium will contains peristomial teeth which help in the liberation of spores. Then in the third option it is given as intercalary meristematic zone. The sporophyte contains foot, seat and capsule in Funaria, but not intercalary meristematic zone. Here we can say that intercalary meristematic zone is present in hornworts like in Anthoceros. So that is also not related to Funaria. The last one, horn-like sporophyte. Horn-like sporophyte is present in hornworts but not in liverworts and mosses. Gemma formation is present in Markantia but not in Funaria. So when you are considering the respective characters, the first one should be related to Markantia, the second character should be related to Funaria plant. So in the given options we can say that in the second option, elaters are present in Markantia is correct, whereas the peristomial teeth which help in dispersal of spores is related to Funaria. So question number 18, the correct answer is 2. Question number 19, identify the type of life cycle given below and in which plant it occurs. The given options are: 1. Haplontic life cycle Chlamydomonas. 2. Diplontic life cycle Fucus. 3. Haplodiplontic life cycle Ectocarpus. 4. Diplobiontic life cycle Polysiphonia. So the life cycle that is given here, it is gametophyte which is haploid. Okay, this gametophyte will produce the gametes. This process of gamete formation is called as gametogenesis. The gametes which have been formed will participate in a process called as syngamy, that is fusion between the two gametes is called as syngamy, and this syngamy result in formation of a diploid structure called as zygote. This zygote will undergo meiosis. When a cell undergoes meiosis, it produces spores. These spores are haploid in their nature, and these spores, when they germinate, they give rise to the haploid plant body called as gametophytic generation. So in this entire life cycle, zygote is the only stage which is diploid, whereas the remaining stages are haploid in their nature. So if this is a condition where except zygote all other stages are haploid in their nature, so we call such type of life cycle as haplontic life cycle. Okay, now let us come to the options. So in the first option, it is given as haplontic life cycle that is present in Chlamydomonas. So that is correct, because whatever the diagram that have been given here is showing the haplontic life cycle that can be seen in Chlamydomonas as one of the example. Second one, diplontic life cycle, here as it is haplontic. So diplontic life cycle means majority of the life cycle should contain diploid stages. So that is incorrect. Third one, haplodiplontic. Haplodiplontic means both the haploid stages and diploid stages are nearly equally should be represented in the life cycle. So that is also incorrect. Diplobiontic. So here two diplontic stages should be there in the life cycle. So this is also incorrect. Question number 19. The correct answer is 1. Question number 20. Study the following list. List 1. A. Chlorophyce, B. Phaeophyce, C. Rhodophyce, D. Cyanophyce. List 2. Type of pigments that have been given. 1. Chlorophyll A and D. 2. Chlorophyll A and B. 3. Chlorophyll A. 4. Chlorophyll A and C. 5. Absence of pigments. So here we have to identify the correct combinations that have been given from the options. A. Chlorophyce. Chlorophyce are called as green alga. So the green alga contains chlorophyll A and B. That is second option. B. Phaeophyce. Phaeophyce are brown alga which contains chlorophyll A and C. From the given options, it is representing option number 4. Then third one, Rhodophyce. Rhodophyce means red algae. Red algae contains chlorophyll A and D. That is option number 1. D. Cyanophyce. Cyanophyce contains only chlorophyll A. So from the given options, A is 2, B is 4, C is 1 and D is 3. So question number 20, the correct answer is 3. Question number 21, study the following list. List 1, A. Carpogonium, B. Elatus, C. Seed habit precursor, 4. Reduced male gametophyte. List number 2, 1. Selaginella, 2. Pinus, 3. Polysiphonia, 4. Marchantia, 5. Volvox. So we have to identify the correct match from the given options. So let's come to first list, that is A. Carpogonium. Carpogonium is an sex organ which is present in red algae. From the given options, the Polysiphonia belongs to red algae. So that is option number 3. Second one, Elatus. Elatus are the special structures which help in dispersal of spores in Bryophyta group of plants. From the given options, Marchantia belongs to Bryophytes. So option number 4. Then seed habit precursor. Seed habit precursor is exhibited by pteridophyta group of plants, that is the zygote which is formed as a result of fusion of male and female gametes will develops into embryo inside the female gametophyte. This event is a precursor for seed habit. This is exhibited by pteridophyta group of plants. From the given options, Pinus is selaginal is exhibiting that character, that is option number 1. Then reduced male gametophyte. So reduced male gametophyte is present both in gymnosperms and also angiosperms. In the given options, Pinus have been given. Pinus belongs to gymnosperms. So that is option number 2. So in the question, based on the list that have been given, we can say that A. Corpogonium 3, B. Elaters 4, C. Seed habit precursor 1, D. Reduced male gametophyte 2. So the correct answer is 3. Question number 22. Study the following list. List 1. A. True indusium, B. False indusium, C. Peristome, D. Heterosporous. List 2. 1. Funaria, 2. Salvinia, 3. Dryopteris, 4. Pteris, 5. Fucus. So we have to identify the correct options from the given list 1 and list 2. So it is list 1A. True indusium. Here indusium is nothing but a protective structure which is developing on the sporophylls of pteridophyta group of plants. Simply we can say that the sporangium is protected by a sheet-like structure which is produced from itself. So that is called as true indusium, present in pteridophyta group of plants. From the given options, Dryopteris contains true indusium. The second one is a false indusium. False indusium is also been seen in some of the pteridophyta group of plants, where the protective sheet, or we can say sporangium, is protected by a sheet-like structure that is not developing by itself, but it is coming from the reflexed margin of the sporophyll. This type of character is present in plant called as pteris. C. Peristome. Peristome is a special structure which contains peristomial teeth, and these peristomial teeth will help in the dispersal of spores in pteridophyta group, in bryophyta group of plants. So this peristome is or we can say peristomial teeth, which are the part of peristome, are helping in the dispersal of spores. And from the given options, the funaria will be having this character. D. Heterosporous. Heterosporous means the formation or the production of two different types of spores inside one sporangia. This heterosporous condition is first observed in pteridophyta group of plants. Later, the complete heterosporous condition is present in gymnosperms and also in the angiosperms. From the given options, we can say that Salvinia is a plant which belongs to pteridophyte, which is exhibiting heterosporous condition. So the correct options are A3, B4, C1 and D2. Question number 22, correct answer is 2. Question number 23, there are two statements that have been given here. One is assertion, second one is reason. So let's come to the assertion statement. Fertilization in cycas is called siphonogamy and zoidogamy. Reason statement is male gametes are multiciliate and are carried by pollen tube. So here let's come to first the cycas. Cycas belongs to gymnosperms. Almost all the gymnosperms will exhibit siphonogamy condition, that is the male gametes are carried by pollen tube. That character is present in cycas also. Apart from that character, cycas is showing one of the fern characters, that is the male gametes are motile. So the male gametes in cycas are coiled like this, and on that they contain the cilia also. So we can say that a spirally coiled and multiciliated condition is present. As the male gametes are multiciliated and they are motile, so we call it as a zoidogamy condition also. That means the first statement is correct regarding cycas plant. Then the second statement, that the reason is explaining the characters which are exhibited by cycas that have been given in assertion statement. That is, the male gametes are multiciliated, that is related to zoidogamy condition, and male gametes are carried by pollen tube, which is related to the siphonogamy condition. So A and R, both the statements are correct, and R explains A. Question number 23, the correct answer is 1. Question number 24, assertion: pteridophytes are limited and restricted to narrow geographical region. Reason: gametophytes require cool, damp and shady places to grow, and the need of water for fertilization. So here pteridophytes are first true land plants, where gametophyte and sporophyte are independent of each other. And one important thing, that pteridophytes are limited to some particular regions of a geographical area. Why? Because they cannot grow in all types of environmental conditions. The reason is, so they need cool, damp and shady places. So, and of course, apart from that one, the male gametes are zoidogamous, that is, for fertilization they require water also, that is, water is necessary for fertilization. So the given statements, that is assertion is correct regarding pteridophytes, and reason is explaining the assertion statement regarding pteridophytes. So question number 24, the correct answer is 1, that is both A and R are correct, and R explains A. Question number 25, heterosporous condition is seen in 1. Selaginella, 2. Salvinia, 3. Pteris, 4. Dryopteris. So in this first one, Selaginella, it exhibits a heterosporous condition. Second one is Salvinia, which also exhibits a heterosporous condition. Third one is Pteris. Pteris is homosporous. The fourth one is Dryopteris, which is also homosporous. Here homosporous and heterosporous are differing in their type of spores which are formed. That is, all the spores which are formed in the one sporangium are of only one type in homosporous condition, whereas different types of spores are formed in the heterosporous condition. In the heterosporous condition, two types of spores are present. Some of them are small, called as microspores, and some of them are large, called as macrospores. And in the given options, 1 and 2, that is Selaginella and Salvinia, produces heterosporous or heterospory conditions present, or heterosporous condition exhibited by these two plants. So question number 25, correct answer is 3. Question number 26, zygote is the only diploid body in the following plants. The options that have been given are 1. Volvox, 2. Spirogyra, 3. Chlamydomonas, and 4 is Ectocarpus. First, let's come to Volvox. Volvox is a colonial green algae, and here the plant body is haploid, not diploid, but zygote is the only stage which is diploid, whereas all other stages in the life cycle are haploid in their nature. And when it comes to Spirogyra, Spirogyra is multicellular and filamentous green algae. Here also only zygote is diploid, all other stages are haploid. Chlamydomonas is unicellular green algae. In this Chlamydomonas also, zygote is the only stage which is diploid. And when it comes to Ectocarpus, it belongs to brown algae, which is a Phaeophyce member, and in Ectocarpus it is not only zygote, but there are other stages which are diploid in their nature also. So in the given options, we can say the correct answer should be 1, 2 and 3. That means 1, 2 and 3, that is volvox, spirogyra and chlamydomonas. Here the entire plant body or entire stages in the life cycle are haploid, but zygote is the only stage which is diploid in condition. Question number 26, correct answer is 4. Question number 27, the cells which do not degenerate after fertilization in angiosperms. 1. Synergids, 2. Antipodals, 3. Excel, 4. Secondary nucleus. First one, synergids. 2. Antipodals, 3. Excel, 4. Secondary nucleus. In angiosperms, the female gametophyte is otherwise called as embryo sac, which contains 7 cells or 8 nucleated condition. In that, we can say that towards micropylar end, 3 cells are present like this. So this entire structure is called as egg apparatus. And towards chelazal end, 3 more cells are present. We call them as antipodals. And in the center, upper polar nuclei and lower polar nuclei will combine to form central cell or secondary nucleus. Later it will be converted into secondary nucleus. During double fertilization, one of the male gamete will fuse with the egg cell to form zygote. So that means it does not degenerate after fertilization. The second male gamete will fuse with the secondary nucleus to form primary endosperm nucleus as a result of triple fission. So secondary nucleus does not degenerate after fertilization. Whereas synergids will get degenerated and antipodals also get degenerated. So from the given options, we can say that egg cells and second nucleus are the 2 structures which does not degenerate after fertilization. Question number 27, the correct answer is 3. Question number 28, agar is 1. Obtained from green algae, 2. Used in tissue culture medium, 3. Stored food in brown algae, 4. Pigment present in red algae. Okay. Agar is an chemical which is extracted from red algae like Gelidium and Gracilaria. This agar is used in tissue culture technique. That is, during tissue culture process, the culture medium is prepared. That culture medium is liquid in its nature. So we can't introduce the explant into the liquid medium, so that we have to solidify that liquid medium into solid form. So that can be done by using agar. So that is, agar is used in the solidification of the culture medium. So out of the given options, we can say that agar is used in the tissue culture medium for solidification. Question number 28, correct answer is 2. Question number 29, thyroid plant body shows parts like holdfast, stipe and frond in this class of algae. Options: 1. Phaeophyce, 2. Chlorophyce, 3. Rhodophyce, 4. Cyanophyce. Okay. Here if you see the plant organization, in Phaeophyce members, so the attachment organ will be present at the base. We call it as a holdfast, or we can say the lowermost part or the basal part which help in attachment of the plant body to any substrate, and that is called as holdfast. And above that a thin structure is present called as stipe, and above stipe an expanded leaf like structure is present. That leaf like structure is called as frond. So these are the 3 structures which can be seen in the plant organization of brown algae. So from the given options, brown algae belongs to Phaeophyce. So question number 29, the correct answer is 1. Question number 30. Coralloid roots of cycas possess a symbiotic algae called 1. Rhizobium, 2. Spirogyra, 3. Eulothrix, 4. Anabina. Okay. First option, rhizobium. Rhizobium is a bacteria, so that is wrong. Spirogyra is an algae which is a free living freshwater algae, so that is not symbiotically associated with the roots of cycas plant. Then third one, Eulothrix. Eulothrix is also a free living algal member, so it is not associated with the coralloid roots of cycas plant. Then Anabina. Actually, cycas plant is associated with two blue-green algae. One is called as nostoc and other is called as Anabina. Both of them will help in nitrogen fixation, that is, they will convert the molecular nitrogen into ammonium and nitrates and provide that nitrogen in the form of ammonium and nitrates to the cycas plant. And cycas plant is providing shelter and nutrition to the nostoc and Anabina, because the nostoc and Anabina are heterotrophic in their nature. So here we can say that nostoc and Anabina are associated with the coralloid roots of cycas plant, but in the given options they had we can observe the presence of only Anabina. So question number 30, the correct answer is 4. Question number 31, the following are the primary producers of energy rich compounds which form the basis of food cycles of all aquatic animals. The given options are 1. Mosses, 2. Fungi, 3. Pteridophytes, 4. Algae. Okay, here in the environment or on the earth or whatever the water bodies which are present, okay, we know that plants are the major producers of food materials, because most of the plants are autotrophic in their nature. Then when we come to different types of plant groups, starting from algal members to angiospermic group of plants, highest number of we are saying highest number of plants are present in algae which are aquatic, and those algal members are the main producers of food materials in the ecological process, and those are the main source of energy also, because whatever the energy that is produced is stored in the form of inside the food, and when they produce the food, that energy will be transferred from one ecological level to next ecological level. So that here the question is related to the aquatic animals. Mosses are terrestrial, fungi are growing on the organic material and those are heterotrophic in the nature. Pteridophytes are also terrestrial plants. In the given options, we can say that algae are the autotrophic and aquatic plants which are contributing to maximum source of energy in the ecological process. Question number 31, answer is 4. Question number 32, the pollination is direct and anemophilous in. The given options are 1. Bryophytes, 2. Pteridophytes, 3. Gymnosperms and 4. Angiosperms. Let's come to first option, that is bryophytes. Bryophytes are non-flowering plants, and there is no process of transfer of pollen grains like thing in the bryophytes. So it is nowhere related to bryophytes. Pteridophytes are also non-flowering plants. There also pollen grain formation is not present and there is no transfer of pollen grains at all. So it is also not related to pteridophytes. When it's coming to gymnosperms, gymnosperms are the first group of plants which produce flowers or which contain flowers, and in those plants the pollen grains which are released from the male structures will be transferred with the help of wind and they reach the ovule directly. Why they are reaching ovule directly means because ovules are naked ovules, they are not covered with the ovary wall. So that's the reason why we say the pollination as a direct type of pollination. And when it's coming to fourth option, that is angiosperms. In angiosperms, the pollen grains are carried by various agents, like some of them are biotic and some of them are abiotic agents. When it is biotic agents, we can say that is either by animals, birds, insects or any type of biological agent can be helping in the transfer. Abiotic agents are either it may be water or wind. So it is not particularly only wind that have been given in the option. The other point is the pollination is indirect pollination. Why? Because the pollen grains will reach the stigma first. From there they start germinating and the pollen tube which is formed from the pollen grain will pass through the style, enter into the ovule, passing through ovary. So we call this process as an indirect type of pollination. So from the given options we can say that direct pollination and anemophilous type of conditions present in gymnosperms. Question number 32, the correct answer is 3. Question number 33, which of the following compounds are the hydrocolloids produced by algae? The given options are 1. Algin and agar, 2. Carrageen and algin, 3. Mannitol and pyrenoid, 4. Floridian starch. So let's come to first thing, that is algin and agar. Algin is the chemical which is present in the cell wall of Phaeophyce members. Actually in Phaeophyce, that is brown algae, cellulosic cell wall is present. Outside the cellulosic cell wall, one more layer is present which is made up of algin. And agar is a material which is produced by red algal members. So these two compounds are not hydrocolloid structures. Second one, carrageen and algin. So carrageen is a hydrocolloid substance produced by red algae, and algin is a hydrocolloid substance produced by brown algae. Hydrocolloid substance means which is helping in attracting the water. Third one, mannitol and pyrenoid. Mannitol is a reserve food material present in Phaeophyce members, and pyrenoid is the structure in which the food metals are stored in green algae. So that is, these two are not hydrocolloid substances. And fourth one is Floridian starch. Floridian starch is a reserve food metal present in red algae. So from the given options, carrageen and algin are the hydrocolloid substance which are present in red algae and brown algae respectively. Question number 33, correct answer is 2.